What will survive 2020 but won't be nearly as popular? Essential workers. This is a real answer. Sad but true. Everyone forgets by the moment this is over. No real actions will be taken. People applaud at 9 in the evening to pay their respects, or put a candle for 24H as their profile picture, to ease their conscience thinking they have done something. But nothing happens, even now. This whole thread would be so surreal to anyone 4 months ago. Yes, it's so weird to think about that. Buffet restaurants. I could imagine the food being behind glass panels and an employee putting it on your plate becoming much more common. Might bump up costs a little though, so the cheap buffet restaurants may struggle. For most people, it's washing your hands. Cruises. For what it's worth, cruise ships have always been incubators for creeping crud. I've been on 20 plus cruises over the years, and caught colds on a third of them. YMMV, of course. Going into the office to work. My remote desktop connection lags behind while typing, crashes constantly, and disconnects multiple times a day. I'm still getting more done than in the office, partly because I've managed to convince everyone that my microphone is broken so no one tries to speak to me. Staycations. My husband and I are both shift workers and don't get a lot of time off together. Once a year we take a 2 to 3 week staycation. That includes our wedding anniversary and just hang out at home together with the cats, watching movies and eating junk food. It's pretty much my favorite part of the year. Toilet paper. Bidets see their chance in the US market. Handshakes. I've been trying to popularize a Demolition Man handshake. Turns out not nearly as many people as I thought have seen that movie. Dad ass after you've been sitting on the couch for 2 months. Not to worry, my ass is basically a Navy SEAL at this point after all it's been through. Sharing beverages. GameStop. I doubt it'll survive. Maybe the stores might get bought out by someone else with the name kept, but the current GameStop as we know it is done. Coughing. Coughing is going to be frowned upon for a very long time. Not sure coughing was ever popular. Calendars for this year. The 2020 calendar will be very popular in 2048 though. Not taking a walk with your entire family. I have never seen as many families going on walks as I have since this whole thing started. Taking walks, jogging, driving their bike here, it feels like countless people have started to exercise. Of course, TBF, it could easily be the case that those other people that previously simply went to the gym, which is why you didn't see them outside. Coronavirus, I'm not joking lol. It'll survive 2020, but not killing as many people makes it less popular. Businesses, large and small, that took actions the internet population deemed wrong during COVID. I won't get into, no need. There was a family-run high-end grocery store that got booked for price gouging Lysol wipes during peak panic. They charged $29.99 each, limit 1 per family. Their poster with a description of the benefits of Lysol wipes was posted on Twitter, and the internet backlash began. Our premier, equivalent to a US governor, I think, stepped in and said they would be going after businesses who are price gouging. The business apologized and claimed it was a pricing error. Edit. For anyone interested, Pewsatter is charging $29.99 for Lysol wipes. Virgin Airlines. Seriously, a boss who owns private islands asking his entire staff to take 8 weeks unpaid leave. Richard Branson stripped himself of all his cool boss cred in an instant. Branson's been an absolute shitahawk since he branched out beyond a record label. The real answer is anti-vaxxers. You have an overly optimistic view of irrational people, I think. I'm worried about movie theaters. They've been struggling for a while, and with them losing so much revenue and companies doing early home releases now, I'm worried they will be a thing of the past in a few years, which makes me sad, because I love going to the movies. It's the only extroverted thing I like doing. Like why even date if we can't go see a movie? They lost me a few years ago. It just got too expensive. I hate that. I used to like to go a lot. Now I choose maybe 1 or 2 movies a year, if that, to go see. Carol Baskin. Hopefully places like Myrtle Beach Safari and Jethlo's new Oklahoma Zoo will suffer drastically. Elbow bump. Well, it's the go-to thing working in a kitchen. You don't touch hands, so the elbow bump is how you shake hands, high five and or fist bump. Nut prank. YouTube channels. We can only hope. Corona prank gone wrong. Gone sexual. To be fair though, there's a couple of good-natured prank videos on that site that were absolutely hilarious, like the drive-through skeleton pranks by Magic of Rabbit. Air travel. The more companies see how much they can do with virtual meetings and such, the more they can decide that this can be a huge money saver when things get better. I get this, and I think it'll be true in some cases. However, I think in the majority of cases this will just highlight the limitations of remote meetings for many people. Honestly, teleconferences kinda suck. Licking doorknobs on other planets is illegal. Healthcare tied to employment. I really hope so, man. Celebrities. This crisis has shown the world just how insignificant most of them are. I can't get over that fucking Imagine music video. Thing is, at least with Gal Gadot anyway, I can see that for a lot of people their involvement might actually have been carried out with the best of intentions. They actually thought they would help by doing this. That if the poor masses could only see them, the wonderful celebrities, standing in their gigantic gardens and mansions and singing a song about hope, with zero relation to the current pandemic at all, that they would be inspired out of difficulty. Like, no. You earn millions of dollars and you're bitching about having to get locked inside your huge house with your private pool. Fucking donate some money to hospitals and food banks. JFC. Making fun of preppers. My best friend's dad is a Cold War era survivalist. He has a bunker somewhere up in Canada, like that type of survivalist. He gave us these 2 giant vats of rice and beans one time. I swear they're like 100 pounds each, and they're sealed pretty good. The guy is a lunatic, but at least we have rice and beans. Coronavirus memes. Or, like, any 2020 memes in general. Memes die ridiculously fast. Respect for employers. I know I'm losing more and more faith in my employer every single day, and will be making a hellstorm of mess about it to my union when this is over. IDK if it'll do anything, but the disgusting amount of bullshit I've witnessed these past few weeks has me sick to my goddamn stomach, daily. Makeup. I don't know that I'm going to go back to clogging my skin with foundation after going so long without. On the contrary, since everyone uses Zoom to conduct meetings, Sephora is actually getting sold out on stuff. Nothing deadens the unmade eyes like low bandwidth webcam and bedroom lighting from one window. Uber Eats. Normally it's so expensive, but with them waiving delivery fees and nobody wanting to go in public, people will overeat there and ruin their appetite forever. On a similar note, I think Zoom is going to be the MySpace/BlackBerry of video conferencing. I suspect another company will sweep in after all this, maybe finding a way to make it a bit more professional, maybe just make it feel different. Treating retail employees, especially grocery store and restaurant workers, like garbage. Obviously there will still be those assholes who keep doing that, but hopefully the majority of people will learn a lesson and treat these employees much better. The customers at my job have only gotten nastier, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Going to the office to work when you can just work at home. The belief that our government has our vested interests at heart. As a New Zealander, I think the opposite has happened, and it has made Gov more popular. I would love for Western countries to keep the habit of wearing masks when sick, or just staying the fuck home. It always irritated me when co-workers came to work sick. Any wholesale changes people were forced to make because they were quarantined, washing their hands frequently, maintaining ample distance in public, cooking more for themselves instead of to eat. All of that will be pissed away once things return to normal, because we as humans think these were weird to do. These were only done in tense times, and we can go back to socializing, partying and not giving a damn about tomorrow. Mega package toilet paper bundles purchased in bulk. Now, if anything, those will be way more popular, along with bulk sales stores like Costco and Sam's Club in general. The 8,000 channels of non-stop sports commentary. Honestly, still watching sports, just as much as before. It's nice to watch the classics come on and weird new stuff. Vanessa Hudgens. r/coronavirus. Movie theaters. Man, I can't wait to hit the big screen and sit in one of the puffy, reclining chairs again. Bad soup. Maybe in China it will. Pangolin soup however is now seeing a comeback. Staying home. Possibly living alone too. I'm living alone RN hours away from my family and oh man, I was fine when I saw my coworkers every day, but I still missed my family. The last few weeks have been so very bad. I haven't talked in person to someone in a week. Jair Bolsonaro. Call my cynical, but I think you're overestimating Brazilians. Toilet paper. By then we'll all be sitting on bidets. Gym memberships. A lot of people have bought their own equipment to set up home gyms. Now that their gyms are closed, and maybe even following some remote programming, many will realize they live the convenience of working out at home, and it will save them money in the long run. Not me. I live in an apartment that doesn't have a lot of available space to set up shop. Not only do I wish I had all the equipment gyms offer, I just honestly need that separation from my house to be in the right mindset to work out, let alone work out effectively. Yelling back quote code. My brother only started doing it after he code died. Face masks. I kind of hope the opposite and that the Western countries will be more socially accepting of masks moving forward. My take. We are globally too stupid and self-centered to change anything. Once this COVID stuff is over, it will be back to normal, and we will forget that normal does not work. Staying in on the weekend. Parents who blame teachers for their kids' behavior. Living beyond one's means. I'd like to believe this is true, but people just keep going and going. Look at the 2008 financial crisis. I think the problem is bailouts quite rightly save people from disaster, but as a consequence people just don't realize how close things got to going very bad for them. Celebrity worship. I think you underestimate the utter emptiness of many people's lives. Bras. E3. Truly the end. Celebrity virtue signaling. It's already on the way out, along with extremely ostentatious displays of wealth and vanity. I'm glad they support the environment, but they need to stop with the extreme spending and donate their own damned money. Don't beg for funds from people much worse off than them. Also, love those stay-at-home messages from their luxury villas. Except for Arnold, and only because I like the donkey hanging out in the house. Imagine a world with no borders, except the big fence around my multi-million-dollar property. Dried foods. Been seeing a lot of my dipshit relatives who stocked up on dry grains, but have no idea how to make them taste good. Enjoy your 30 days of bland ass white rice. I feel like the problem there is not with dried food. It's really not hard to make rice delicious. Doing business with China. I wish this would show businesses all over the world that depending on a single country for so much of your labor just because it's cheap is a bad idea and leaves you vulnerable to all sorts of risks, and that investing in the local market is a better idea that helps everyone, but no, most businesses are run by cheap fucks who will save every penny they can on labor costs so their CS and shareholders can make unholy amounts of money. The Kardashians. It's finally over. I'll believe it when I don't see it.